Welcome back to Monte Cristo. Today we're going to talk about doing some dips, just some easy dips that you can get away with in just a few minutes each. This next recipe is a smoked oyster dip. It's really good and it's a super easy dip to make. All you have to do is just mix it up. There's no baking or anything like that. So just follow along and you'll have a dip in no time. This cream cheese, as you can see, is not very soft. So what I'll do is put it in the microwave for just a few seconds to soften it up. That should take care of it. This is pretty well softened now. I'm gonna add 3 cups of mayonnaise. Add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we'll add some hot sauce. About 1/8 of a teaspoon or whatever you like. So this is our mixture after we've beaten it for a little while. Smoked oysters are drained, so now we're just going to chop them. We don't want a great big bite of them, and we want them to go all the way through the dip. We don't want them mashed either, though. It looks pretty good. All right, we're going to add our ripe olives. Yummy. I could probably just eat it just like that. Now we're going to add our smoked oysters. Now keep in mind that this recipe is a base. You can add anything to it you want to. I really like garlic, and I like onions. I think like probably green onions would be good in it. There are a lot of things you could do with it, but since I didn't buy green onions, we won't be putting that in there. I'm gonna give it a taste. It's pretty tasty. I think it could use a little bit of garlic. I also think it could use some more ripe olive. Got a can open, I might as well put them in there. So you just taste yours and you see what you like. A little garlic. When you first taste it, you're gonna taste a lot of separate flavors. Like you're gonna taste your mayonnaise and you're gonna taste your ripe olives and all that, but when you get, after you let it sit overnight or several hours in the refrigerator, it'll have a different flavor profile. I think I'm gonna add just a little shot of hot sauce. Not too much, I don't want it to taste like hot sauce. I just want a little kick to it. I don't think it needs any salt because those oysters are fairly salty, and so are the ripe olives. So I'm a big salt person. I love a lot of salt, but I don't think I would add any more to it. So let's get a clean spoon. Try that again. I think I like that better. It has more ripe olives and that spoonful had more oysters in it. So I liked it. And I like the garlic. So I'm satisfied with that. Now, once it stays in the refrigerator overnight, it won't be as runny, it'll be thicker, and the flavors will meld together and it will be really, really tasty. And you serve it with crackers. Really good, really easy. Not very many ingredients. I'm sure you probably don't have smoked oysters on your shelf, so you may have to go to the grocery store for that. But everything else is pretty much there. So there's your smoked oyster dip. And the nice thing about it is, this is Friday, tomorrow's the party. All I have to do, take the saran wrap off, and it's ready to go. Smoked oyster dip, delicious. So you just chop up your canned artichokes, canned artichoke hearts. Now, as usual, I'm making for a lot of people. So, and I'm filming this, I'm only chopping with one hand, but you get the idea. There are 4 cans total here because I'm making for a crowd, but the recipe will reflect 1 can for just a few people. Here we have our 4 cans of artichoke hearts all chopped up, and we're going to add 4 cups of mayonnaise. A lot of mayonnaise. This makes a lot of dip. And like I said, I'm having a party. I have a friend whose son is getting married. Well, he's my friend too, but Rita. Y'all are familiar with Rita if you've watched any of my other videos, and her son Jesse is getting married. And so we're having a shower for him and Lauren, his lovely fiance. All right, that was pretty easy. Now we're gonna do 4 cups of Parmesan cheese. And you can buy off-brand. I don't happen to like it. I think it tastes old from the very beginning, so I always get Kraft. And that just happens to be 4 cups. Mix that up. You can hear them mowing outside probably, getting ready for the guests to arrive tomorrow. Remember to drain your artichokes very well so it won't be soupy. I think that's got it. Now it's time to decide what size baking dish you want. And so I'm going to go with 2 small ones. I don't like it to be too thick, but I don't like it to be too thin. The crust on the top is so good. So you want it to have some crust. Don't you just love this big ugly orange bowl? Since the crust is so good, the more surface area you have, the more crust you have. So I really like the crust. I like to make it a day ahead of time. And the reason for that is when you first make it, like I just did, if you cook it, it's good. But if you put it in the refrigerator and wait a day, or at least several hours until it's cold, then for some reason it doesn't separate. It all stays together. And it makes for a much fluffier and nicer dip. Like I say, you can make it and then cook it immediately so that you can have it in, 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But it's better if you do make it a day ahead of time. So we're gonna wrap these up and put them in the refrigerator, and then we'll bake them tomorrow. This Hawaiian sweetbread dip is a family favorite. It was going around back years and years ago, but we still make it because my daughter just loves it, and we make it for Christmas every year. Anytime you have a group of people, it seems to go over pretty well. Now, back years ago, we used to do it in the bowl, the Hawaiian sweetbread bowl, but of course, they didn't have that at the grocery store, so I just bought Hawaiian sweetbread buns, and I'm just gonna cut them up in bite-sized pieces and maybe toast them a little bit so that people can dip them. It'll be the same thing. It'll taste the same. It just won't have the bowl presentation, but I got pretty bowls, so we'll put it in that. This is chopped spinach boiling. I'll add very little water to it so that it doesn't get just soaked with water to cook. You're gonna have to squeeze out as much as you can. We have to take that spinach that we just cooked and get all that water out of it. But what I like to do is kind of wrap it up in paper towels and just squeeze. All right, so I pushed some of it out of here, but there's still a lot left. So we will put this in here. We'll start this with 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 cups of sour cream, add 1 package of onion soup mix, mix that up. Ooh! Splash it all over your clothes. And your arm and your face. And after you recover from the splashes, then you take your dried, squeezed out spinach pancake there. Stir it all in. This one again, you can eat right now. Well, you know, after you get it mixed up, you can eat it, but it is better if you put it in the refrigerator for several hours or overnight. And there's another dip ready to go.